Welcome to Safe Home. Bienvenidos. This is a progressive web app created by Oli Rucker, Always Khalid, Alan Harrison, and me, Alba Mateos. Safe Home is a personal security app that motivates the user to be alert and allows them to share information on their return home with their contacts.
At Safe Home, we know that it's not always easy to be assured that you or your loved ones are safe when going out, or to keep tabs on your children when they are with friends. It was inspired really by the current lack of any such app that integrates location, fine detail, and emergency contacting.
The app is designed to help give a user a way to get themselves home safely, perhaps from a night out, or maybe a child from their friend's house, really any situation. It aims to record as many details as possible about where they were, who they were with, and their journey home, for any method of transportation. For walking journeys, it also shows levels of street crime and incidents in their area. The app then keeps a designated emergency contact updated with all these details.
Safe Home is for anyone concerned about the personal safety of themselves, their families, or their friends. It helps you make informed decisions about the routes you take home and gives peace of mind to loved ones by letting them know when you've arrived safely. Include details about your journey however you're travelling, such as the bus you're taking or the taxi's registration number, sharing your important travel information should it be needed.
This is our application. The first step, you have to sign in. If you are new to the application, you might sign up using a new username and password, or with your Google or Facebook account. If you have already been here before, go ahead and log in. Thanks to Firebase authentication, you can do it with Google or Facebook too. After signing, if you are new here, you must fill in your details on the user's page, or if not, go straight to the main journey page.
Upon any user signing in, you will be greeted by a screen prompting you to enter vital details about yourself. Once you have submitted your info, a request is made to our backend to submit the details. Once you are registered, your details are displayed. Now you may edit your info at any time. The next step is to register emergency contacts. The contacts are saved in our database and may be edited or deleted at any time. Once all this is completed, you may progress to the main page to start your journey.
The main part of the app starts here. The entire mapping section is powered by Google Maps APIs. Your location is obtained using geolocation upon permission, and you are presented with a map centered around your position. You may now build your journey home. First of all, please choose a method of transportation. Secondly, please choose an origin. This defaults to your current location. However, you may also enter a defined one. Finally, we need your destination. Once you have entered all these details, you can hit the Build Route button and a route is displayed on the map. To make using this app easier in the dark, maybe when you're heading home from the pub, we have a dark mode toggle switch. Let's engage that now. Finally, for this section, the Show Hotspots button will show areas of crime in your area, helping you plan your route and making you aware of the safety factors involved. Now you can move on to entering any other details that we require.
Once you have a route home, you need to provide more details about your journey. First, you have the option to enter the details of who you're travelling with if needed. Next, depending on your chosen travel mode, you fill out its extra data entry fields. Finally, you choose one of your nominated contacts who will be kept informed about your journey. Once you're done, you can save and edit these details. When you're ready to start your journey, hit the Start Journey button. The map is expanded and the route is displayed. At this time, your selected contact will be emailed with your travel information, including your starting location, details on your mode of transport, and any extra information you provided. At this point, the app will track your location and give you a live update on the map. But for the purpose of the demo, let's continue. Once you've arrived at your destination, you'll press the End Journey button. Your journey is completed and your nominated contacts will be notified. Finally, to keep you informed, there is a page containing the latest travel advice.
We needed our own database and the backend API to be able to save users and their contacts. We also knew that there would probably be changes in the required structure as we develop the app. Therefore, we needed an easy-to-edit database in which we could create tables to link our users and their contacts. For that reason, we choose Postgres, along with Connex to easily interrogate the database. Express was used to handle incoming connections to the API, as it provides a simple and effective JavaScript functionality. Each API endpoint was tested using test-driven development. We used Yes Supertest and Yes Sorted to ensure that our API was stable and reliable. We choose Heroku to host everything, as it provides an easy connection and version control communication with our repositories, as well as being quite simple and already known.
React.js was chosen for the front-end framework, and we also chose to utilize the latest features, especially React hooks. This was because we all felt we should learn this newest work method and also to keep our app as cutting edge as possible. Firebase was chosen for front-end authentication to ensure our users' accounts were as secure as possible, as well as the amazing ease in which it integrates in JavaScript, providing multiple login and sign-up options, as well as extremely useful information about each user's account, including unique IDs and whether they were a first-time user. Axios was used to make requests to all our chosen APIs, as it provides extremely straightforward integration and is very reliable.
Google Maps APIs were chosen for the mapping, routing, distances, and display of heat map information. This is mainly because it's extremely easy to work with. Although we initially tried Here API, Google's efficiency and flexibility made it the obvious choice. Geolocation conversion was provided by Location IQ, as Google's geolocation conversion service is not free. Aside from the mapping, geolocation APIs and our own API, information was gathered from the UK Police Crime Database and converted to acquire our crime hotspot overlay on our map. We also utilised Email.js for the emergency contact alert system, which provided dynamic email configuration, allowing personalised email messages to be sent with all the relevant unique data.
For the styling of the app, we wanted it to look professional and user-friendly, appealing to a broad audience. We chose Material UI for the input and button components, as they gave us some good options that fit with how we wanted it to look, were customizable, and given the time constraints, were quick to implement. We then styled all other aspects in vanilla CSS, as we found this to be a good option for maintaining a component style. Key to the styling was the decision to include a dark mode, which was essential due to the nature of the app. This involved implementing style components, which track the state in the app and dynamically alter the styles.
Working remotely has been a great challenge. For that reason, we make sure to follow agile working practice. This means regular stand-up through the day, in addition to the main stand-up in the morning when we work through the Kanban board. Pair programming allows us to at least keep a focused and effective workflow. Maintaining version control was a challenge as well, mainly because of the size of the project, and we had to learn many of Git's best practices as we went along, especially because communication between pairs was more complicated. Many of the technologies we were going to use at the beginning, whose specific features we needed, were paid-for. So we had a long research process to find free alternatives that easily replaced our first choices. This was really difficult because we are using a lot of different technologies.
Having chosen to incorporate GPS and mapping, we had to overcome various obstacles, such as our initially chosen mapping API did not function as required. So we had to change the Google Maps, and on top of this, geolocation can be quite challenging, especially ensuring connections were secure, resulting in us having to change geolocation API halfway through the project. Many of the styling choices we made required a different approach and technology, so we ended up using a mixture of styles. This therefore meant we needed to both learn new styling methods and ensure that they did not compromise our workflow.
Given the time, we would have expanded the app by experimenting with a routing service from Here API that actively avoids certain areas defined by us. Also, given a budget, we would have implemented texting using a texting service, allowing more direct communication with the emergency contacts. We would also have implemented with the emergency contacts a live journey viewing if we'd had the time.
If we continue to develop the app, we would implement an offline mode, which would allow people to complete a journey without an internet connection. We would also add transport information like bus and train timetables by querying Google API, adding to the journey planning element of the app. A final development feature would be adding voice recording, capturing conversations and external noises for the duration of the journey.
Thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and buenos días.